Hey, everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attacker Productions. Today, I bankrupt once again by Jake, Austin, and Fluff.
What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
What's happening, beautiful people?
And today's matchup is celebrations weekend actually for us. So, well, we're not playing. We're doing celebrations, but we're not really sticking to Zenkai format just because we did an overall shot vote, and so we're still just kind of playing whatever we want to, which is pretty fantastic. I'm bringing Gotenks back, and Austin's bringing Pan. So, like always, it's butt simple. Feel free to come there for a reason. But let's get into today's profile. I showcased Gotenks last week, so you want to talk about Pan real quick and your take on it?
Yeah, so I was messing around with Pan when I wasn't that excited for this set, and then I didn't like some stuff that I was seeing, like Gogeta and stuff, and I played against some of it, and I was not excited to play with this format, but they convinced me to try out Pan, and I loved Pan. My own take of this is it's very aggressive. It reminds me of the old from Malicious Machinations, the yellow, yellow Pan with the Goku. Like, it plays similar to that, how I played that, when it's just lots of swings, you're just turning cardboard sideways, and you just swing big and heavy. I didn't play Pan originally when it was out. I never played the original leader, so it was fun to try this out.
You got a lot of good support. I mean, it's a reboot, obviously, but they gave it a lot of good cards to help. Like, even if you were to play the old Pan leader, I think the support will work great for it. But obviously, with the new format, this Pan's just a go-to choice.
Yeah, the thing is too with this new Pan, it just helps because they gave you a lot of 4-drop Gokus to use. Well, they gave you 2, so you can have 8 in your deck, and that helps get off the I can't remember his name, but the one that's like Super Saiyan 3. It's Duncan, the basketball. It looks like
the 6-drop.
Yeah, the 6-drop. He it helps get him out, and the 4-drop from the starter deck has deflect, so that helps at least get it stuck on the board. But, against green, that doesn't matter too much. When it's charismatics, you had to think about how try to bait it and everything, or at least have Resolve Renewed ready.
Yeah, definitely think the order of operations when it comes to stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This matchup, though, is a very interesting one. I think it just comes down to, like I said earlier, order of operations, where you have to play around certain things. I can't let you get into your big plays. I know you play the hyper evolve strat, and you want to go tall with a lot of cards in your hand just to keep on swinging, which Dormant does help, but we saw earlier you added a card to your hand, which is the counter, which is a great tech in for green. And I think when I was talking to Fluff when I was tweaking my Gotenks deck, the idea that I have to play against red now, and this was a thing beforehand, but now it's just more prominent. Yeah, whatever. Prominent, yeah. I have to always leave one green energy open if I feel like I'm going to die that following turn. Like, if I need Dormant to establish, I have to pay for the energy for it. If I feel like I'm gonna be okay, I'm okay with tapping out. But if not, I keep one energy open just for that play now.
It's smart. Yeah, it's the best way to counter that card. But the big thing too is that Pan just has a disadvantage against Gotenks for one major reason. You get your unison out guaranteed turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not, I don't have to hope that you don't see it, or like, maybe you play, a 3-drop unison. Like, no, you play 2 drops and you will see it. So that's the biggest threat, 'cause that means charismatics on the board immediately and you win first. So
yeah, and with being able to free fuse, it allows me to use the trunks to go ahead and search like I'm doing right now, and that way, boom. If I didn't have one in my hand, it gives me 7 new cards to look at to find at least one of my unisons. I do play a 3/3 split in my deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the kind of plus side is, even though the Super Saiyan 4-drop from the starter deck is the one you generally want to use to kind of get your stuff going, you can, because he's like a weird pseudo dual attack, he's like 30k and he combos, which gets up in your Z energy, so you can awaken earlier if you want to. Because if you have at least 2 energy, you can combo with that ape. It's in my energy, and it plays out for free. And it's not once per turn. There was a game this night where I would combo the ape, get out of an attack, then I'd combo the ape from the field, get out of attack, combo another ape from my hand, play it, combo from it again from the field, So I was able to use 2 cards, 4 times.
Kind of kind of like the super combos that play themselves, which is pretty nice. My dice look like a 5. I promise you, it's only a 3. I don't know why it looks like a 5 right now. These clear see-through dice really do fun things.
Yeah, and like you guys were kind of mentioning before, this kind of puts Pan in an awkward situation where you're a whole turn away from being able to cast Resolve Renewed cheaply. So your first play, pretty much no matter what it is, like I'm assuming that your Pan build is like pretty close to like what a lot of other lists are running. Like there's not a lot of barrier options for you to go into with 2 energy. So your first play this next turn is like very easily charismatic. So you're gonna have to like plan really carefully, and you don't have Resolve Renewed for backup yet. And then you have a whole one of his turns where charismatic is live and Resolve isn't.
Yeah, it's frustrating. That's probably one of Pan's biggest weaknesses, aside from like, the fact that Violent Rays exists. It's another issue Pan has against.
A lot of decks right now get shut down by Violent Rays.
Yeah, so that's just a big problem card. But I was confident going in this just because even if the 1-drop gets, not the 1-drop, the 4-drop Goku Super Saiyan 4 gets countered, I still can use the ape. That's if I see it though.
Mm-hmm. The one you charged.
Yeah, the one I charged. Yeah, there's 8 of these in my deck. The whole point of this deck is I put a lot of search power in it. I run the 1-drop Goku that search top 7 for Sun Goku GT. I run those Pan that search top 5 for 5-drop Saiyan or less. I use the Red Gogeta Unison, which searches top 3, which can play my other searchers for 1. Then I run 2 the Adventures Advent from last set. That searches top 5 for a 5-drop Saiyan. So there's a lot of searching in the deck, and that's the way to like help make up for it being so aggressive. So that you're seeing the pieces you want. I thought about running Overwhelm in this. I might put like those draw trunks where you draw 2 warp 1 for 3. But that kind of messes. Yeah, that kind of messes though with the effect of the 4-drop, where you want to combo from the drop area automatically so you can get your Z energy. That's something I'm thinking about messing with in this because I just want more draw power in the deck, and then it gives me an extra swing. But that's something I'll have to think about.
Going into this turn, I felt like I had to try to push. But you had open energy, and I was expecting a Violent Ray. And once you do that, it kind of gave me an idea of where I needed to pivot instead. I was kind of hoping that you would have actually have. I knew you were going to negate the leader swing, but I was actually hoping you would have done a blocker negate instead. But you didn't. You Violent Ray. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's going to change the way I got to play this turn out instead. Because I was going to play Reaper of Justice this turn and just pop the token if you would have gone that route, and then have that card to swing with afterwards. But now I'm like, okay, well, I can't really play that card. I need to work around that card.
Yeah.
And conveniently enough, free negates and low cost cards are really good in this. Sorry, low power cards are really nice in this deck.
Yeah. I didn't see any of my testing oppositions early on, and I think I actually bursted one. You can't really see because of the glare, but I think I bursted one when I played the Super Saiyan 4. So yeah, I had Violent. I knew what Gotenks did in the past. The new lower cost cards help it quite a bit. Like
and the Z deck's a thing as well now too.
Yeah, the Z deck. There's cards that he's obviously still don't know, and there's a one card you play here soon that I forgot even like existed or wasn't a 20k. That in my head I thought was 20k.
So I need to go over this real quick. I misread this activate main. It's only for the leader. I do have plenty of cards in my hand, and I had no problem comboing one of those cards off. I just in this particular day misread that, and when it says Gotenks, it actually mentions if your leader is in battle. So it's only viable for the leader.
It's okay. We know you're a cheater. It's fine.
I'm just letting people know I'm aware that I accidentally did a misplay.
You're good.
It will happen one more time in this match, unfortunately.
Yeah. But here, this card, I knew you had it in your Z deck, but I thought it was a 20k double strike and not a 15k.
Yeah. And,
no.
And truth be told, I should have played it first and then established the Gotenks and swung the Gotenks, because I could just then get rid of a Z energy and force you to discard a card on that swing. And here I'm using the leader's ability to activate battle to pop a token to put a combo cost card in the combo area.
Yeah, and what sucks there is I had to combo some pieces I didn't want to combo with because my hand isn't the best. I'm not seeing another 4-drop Goku, even though there's 8 of them in my deck, and I couldn't play the Searcher because I had to combo it off.
It felt really good when you kind of comboed out that attack. I mean, granted, you kind of had to.
Yeah.
But it felt really nice.
Yeah, I obviously did not want to, but I really didn't have an option. And then here, like, this is like the only option I had in my hand that I could do. I was just trying to get something out there where I could at least get some pressure on the board. Maybe make you think that, oh, I have to deal with this now. And I had to, I awoken first. I was trying to draw an 8-drop. In reality, I should have played that, then, awoken.
See, I thought you played it because you drew into it.
No, I had it in my hand already.
Because you restand energy when you awaken too, don't you?
Yeah, it's untap 1, draw 1. So I was just trying to find an 8-drop. I was desperate to get one. A 4-drop. I've seen 3 of my 8. So, but also this helped me get the extra 5k, and
which helps out during my turn.
Yeah, so that was my thought process playing this. Well, I'll get an extra 5k on my my leader. You'll have to combo stuff. It might stop you from doing some more stuff you were trying to do. Just a really weird position for me to be in right now. It's just hard when you're constantly the back pedal with this deck, especially when you're not seeing the cards you need. I was kind of frustrated. This was the first showing of the deck because I wanted it wasn't doing what it usually does in the turns, the first 2 turns.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't play my Unison turn 2, or I didn't see it, and I tried to play the turn 3. And I didn't see the another 4-drop. I charged the other 2 I saw. So.
Yeah. Bancroft kind of had that experience with his Gotenks list last week, so it seems like a lot of these starter deck leaders, with Yellow Goku being the exception, are pretty hot and cold.
I did a lot of tweaking since into the deck, which now makes it feel more consistent than it did before. But no, I definitely agree. I think it's just camera shyness for the decks.
Yeah, it's frustrating because on Untap, I played with you all quite a bit, and it tested insanely well on Untap. And then I've played, games outside the shop, and you did really well outside the shop. And then I played against you last week off camera, and struggled against Gotenks. And then so I knew what I was in for already in this match. And this was just. I never I like if it's a back and forth, I'm fine. But if I feel like I'm constantly being pushed back and I'm constantly having to recover my my footing, it's a frustrating game for me. It's that kind of trying to just combo out things, be smart about what I'm letting get through, and trying to think what you have. And when you have 4 energy, there's just a lot of possibilities you can do at this point.
Here I'm kind of going over the Piccolo, which is actually the first time I've ever actually had to play it. And it does free play the 3-drop, but you have to discard 2 cards from your hand. The downside to doing that is that it doesn't count as a Union Fusion, so you don't get none of the leader's abilities or the effects for putting those cards in your drop. But I just wanted more stuff on the board to start swinging at you with. And this card also will recover those pieces back to my hand afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, because with here and you were super comboing into it, and I once again in my mind I was like I should have, because I think I have another violent raise in my hand, and I was like I should have just paid the 3 for the Goku, the Gogeta, and then Awoken, and tried. There's the Resolve renewed. I had to combo it out. Just in my hand, I think is a triple flash and the 6-drop, a Strategies of U7, and then that Gogeta was there. So a lot of cards I can't combo with, and I think in a gate.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff I just couldn't use. My hand was kind of clunked, which is funny because this deck actually has a lot of combo power. Like I have like 30 cards I can combo with. So it was just the unfortunate draw here. I feel like I'm constantly on the try to make sure I make every single card count and just try to like see like, okay, well he can do this. He has 1 energy open. What can he hit me with? What can I try to do to survive?
Yeah, and this is why I'm right here. I'm just trying to poking at your hand just by swinging up another card of energy cost 2 or more.
Yeah.
Before even going to the combo step. This is the second misplay. I have plenty of cards in my hand. I could have just comboed one of the cards from my hand, but I end up doing that instead, unfortunately. I promise it won't happen again. I mean, I could have swung with the leader and done it then and got a draw off the leader, but I'm acknowledging my mistake.
Good. No, but I remember we talked about it in the match, and I was like, well, you know what? It's not going to affect the match, I don't think. I don't want to restart anything. It's you had cards to combo with.
Yeah, there's a point. I think it's after this swing. I think you're forced to take this because I will combo up again on this one. To have to because you're at 20k, and I think you take it, and then I think you just like under breath you went, "Can you get to 25?"
No, I was literally like, "Hey, can you get to 25?" And you're like, "Yes." It's like, okay, cool, because my hand was just nothing, and like I saw my searching pieces I couldn't use in the time. I only got one of my searchers off when there's 8 in the deck.
Yeah,
that's all right. 8. There was 10 in the deck.
So go more into this unison real quick, because I kind of always said like I could just put a piece at the bottom of the deck and then immediately bring that piece back out. I can also pull like an extra, like in this kind of like, if I feel like this was the final push, I could put like a dormant or a card that won't give me any combo power or a unison bottom of the deck and just grab 2 more combo pieces out of the deck, which is fantastic. But I mean, yeah, just kind of doing that push there.
Right there, my last 2 life were my 2 super combos that I would have loved to have seen.
Which is really rough.
Yeah.
But thank you all for tuning in. That's today's matchup. Keep in mind those buttons down below on the screen, comment section, all the fun stuff while Fluff does the outro.
It's always a bad feeling when you get kind of hard countered by your opponent's deck. But the only way to work through those matches is to unfortunately just get kicked in the teeth and work through them. So as always, read your cards, know your plays. Let us make the mistakes so that you don't have to, and Fluff out.